I feel honored to welcome Professor B.R. Kamboj, the Vice-Chancellor of Charan Singh, Haryana Agricultural University, Hisar. I also welcome Dr. D.P. Singh, President, SSARM India, the former Vice-Chancellor, JNKVV Jabalpur. I also welcome Dr. Rajveer Rathi, Director, Agriculture Affairs, Bio-Crop Science. I extend a warm welcome to Dr. Rajveer Garg, Director Research, CCSHAU Hisar, and the Organizing Secretary of this conference. I welcome Dr. S.K. Pahuja, Dean, College of Agriculture, Hisar, and the convener of the conference. I also welcome all the deans, directors, officers, HODs, and faculty of the university, along with delegates from different parts of the country and the world, and everyone present here. I welcome you all. Sarvganye Sadanande Sarvarupe Namo Namah. Sampannaye Kumaye Cha Sarvajna Namo Namah. So, to make the event propitious, we solicit the blessings of Ma Saraswati. May I now request our Chief Guest, Professor Sanjay Kumar, and the Chief Guest of today's function for the symbolic event of lamp lightning, and I request all the dignitaries on the dais to kindly go for the event. Thank you, sir. Now is the time for the floral welcome, and I request Professor B.R. Kamboj, the worthy Vice-Chancellor of Charan Singh, Haryana Agricultural University, to kindly offer floral welcome to our Chief Guest, Professor Sanjay Kumar, ASRB Chairman, as a gesture of our warmest welcome. Thank you, sir. Now I request Dr. Rajveer Garg, Director Research, to welcome Professor B.R. Kamboj, Vice-Chancellor of CCSHAU Hisar, by presenting a bouquet. Now I invite Dr. S.K. Pahuja, Dean, College of Agriculture, to kindly welcome Professor Arthur Vijaykar, the guest of honor, to present a bouquet. Now I invite Dr. K.V. Sharma, Dean, College of Biotechnology, to kindly welcome Dr. V.P. Singh, President, SSARM, India, by presenting the bouquet. Now I invite Dr. Rajesh Kera, Dean, College of Basic Sciences and Humanities, to welcome Dr. Rajvi Rathi, Director, Agricultural Affairs, Bio-Crop Science, by presenting the bouquet. Thank you, sir. Now, I welcome Dr. Rajveer Garg, Director, Research and Organizing Secretary, who has given untiring help, valuable suggestions, and constructive discussions for improving every frontier in the execution of this international conference. We have been benefited a lot under his guidance, and I request him to come on the stage for the formal welcome address, please.
The dignitaries on the dais, Professor Sanjay Kumar, Chairman ASRB, Chief Guest of the Day, Professor B.R. Kamboj, worthy Vice-Chancellor CCSHAU-2025, Professor Arthur Vijaykar, Nobel Laureate and Guest of Honor, Dr. D.P. Singh, President SARM and his Vice-Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, and we have Dr. Rajvi Rathi from Bio-Crop Science. Then is my colleague Dr. S.K. Pahuja, convener of the conference, dignitaries of the dais, delegates and guests from the national and international institutes, government departments, as well as from corporate participating in this international conference, and all those present in this hall. I welcome you one and all on the behalf of the organizers of this conference. CCSHAU-2025 is organizing this international workshop on resource management for sustainable agriculture, food, environment and health in collaboration with some leading societies, government institutions and private partners working at the national and global level. It is two-day event from number 3 to number 4. This is the 4th international conference being organized by CCSHAU-2025 in a span of 2 years under the leadership of Professor B.R. Kamboj, worthy Vice-Chancellor. For the information of the House, the 3rd international conference was organized in Delhi in collaboration with Swadesi Soch Sansthan, and that conference was attended by many cabinet ministers and chief ministers. The previous 3 international conferences proved grand success with meaningful takeaways and actionable points. Your participation in such a big number will ensure the success of this conference as well. This conference is being organized at a very short notice, and there may be some issues here and there. Kindly ignore the same. Please pardon the organizers for the same. It is a great privilege and pleasant feeling to be with the scientific gathering of this nature. Today we have very world-renowned eminent scientists with us, including the Laureate Professor Arthur sir. So first of all, I welcome our chief guest, Professor Sanjay Kumar. Sir, you are a great scientist and presently working as the chairman of ASRB. You are a man driven by a mission and zeal to work. We express our sincere thanks and gratitude for accepting our invitation. You are the person who has proved in his service career that work at the grassroots level with relevant and appropriate scientific interventions can change the life of masses. It is a great privilege for the organizers and participants that person of such great standing, stature and vision is the chief guest of this inaugural session. I welcome you, sir, and your kind presence and message will motivate the participants to do something good for a noble cause, as is contained in the title of this international conference. I heartily welcome you, sir, and I am thankful that you spared your valuable time for us. I also welcome our worthy Vice-Chancellor, CCSHAU-2025, Professor Kamboj, who has been the beacon of light in this small journey of organizing the international conference. He is the person who inspires through his actions, and under his able guidance, university is constantly steering ahead and touching new heights. CCSHAU has got A+ grade for the first time under your leadership, sir. The university is leading from the front under the leadership in the field of agriculture research, education and extension, and has adopted entrepreneurship as its core mandate. Sir, the university is moving fast in the development of sustainable technologies for different crops, cropping systems and farming systems. The university has developed climate resilient, resource efficient cultivars in almost all crops. The university has provided the full-scale technology portfolio of water saving, integrated nutrient management, integrated pest management, organic and natural farming, food processing and functional foods. Sir, it is the technology portfolio of CCSHAU which has almost resolved the problem of petty straw burning in the state of Haryana, and the state is fast approaching to become the zero residue burning state. Some of our facilities like integrated farming system, agri-tourism center, agri-business incubation center have been accepted in the policy paradigms of the state of Haryana and even at the national level. To keep pace with the changing times, entrepreneurial skills are being inculcated among our students so that they may become the job givers rather than the job seekers. Sir, your constant cooperation and support in making every event a grand success in the university is highly appreciable. We heartily welcome this. I want to convey my deepest appreciation for the foreign delegates attending the event. Your presence makes a difference and we are truly grateful. Your support and participation mean a lot to us. The conference has attained the character of international conference because of your kind presence. We welcome all of you, sirs, to this inaugural function of this international conference. The international conference has been structured with 5 objectives and 12 themes, which are so holistic as to address the core issue of resource conservation, clean agriculture practices, with minimal carbon footprints, attain carbon neutrality through cross balancing, provide safe and affordable food to masses, and thereby ensure the healthy, culturally rich and prosperous society. The whole issue touches upon the livelihood of million farmers and right to life of every citizen and across the globe. Nothing tangible could happen without the mass participation in the mission of resource conservation and sustainable agriculture. It is the challenge for the scientific community to evolve technologies which are sustainable and also profitable to the farmers with constructive backward and forward linkages to the whole society. Nothing will come out from the technologies which are good and sustainable in our approximation but doesn't fit in the scheme of the farmers. Now it is a pit case of the farmer first and farmer centric approach. The social audit of unsustainable practices and the remedial socio-techno policy intervention is the need of the hour. Sir, India became independent in 1947 with food scarcity and mass poverty. The Green Revolution happened in 1970s and 80s, which made the country self-sufficient in food grain production. At that time, we had the abundance of resources and techno policy interface was just meant to make them usable. But now the things are becoming difficult. The agriculture consumes 90% of the water resources and is blamed for greenhouse gas emissions, air pollution and so on. In the food deficit condition, the whole system was pro-farmer, pro-agricultural sciences and pro-agricultural research institutions. But under the circumstances of plenty, now some people call it as a problem of plenty, so it's not a problem of plenty, at least there is circumstance of plenty. So under the circumstance of plenty, the same system cannot support the way they supported us during the Green Revolution phase of this agriculture, and we will frame negative opinions about the whole matrix of agriculture. The next era is highly challenging and we have to deliver to prove our work and importance in the process of economic development, environmental safety and equity. The share of agriculture in GDP of Haryana is around 15.8%. It is 70 to 8% at national level, and it is falling every year because of the poor sectoral growth of the agriculture. It may soon be single digit. So it is an issue to resolve for us that how the agriculture will prove an asset and catalyst in India's achievable ambition to become the developed country in 2047. There are enough grey areas, the slow pace of growth in agriculture, huge subsidies, and even the subsidies which support the unsustainable action practice of the farmers, agrarian distress, and the next environmental issue have to be acknowledged. It will be a great challenge for the scientific fraternity to convince the policy makers to take care of the farmers and farming, invest heavily in science and technology. The scientific institutions were to struggle for enough funding. Now the onus is upon the scientific institutions to deliver the resource-conserving sustainable technology, protect the environment, ensuring a healthy food supply chain, integrating the element of food security and nutritional security. The dietary habits have to be improved with more consumption of coarse grains, millets and pulses. Take the case of edible oils. We are consuming twice to what is prescribed for a healthy diet. The result is that country has to import large quantity of edible oils. If we consume edible oils as required for a healthy diet, we are self-sufficient in edible oils even today. Indian agriculture so needs to solve new and emerging challenges of food, nutrition, health, security, environmental degradation, low productivity, and low income and aggravated climate change. We also need to reduce the fertilizer and water use. India being the most populous country in the world and to feed such a huge population from a shrinking land resource, we need productivity breakthrough in every system without offending the resource position. It is true that agriculture provides employment to rural masses, sir, but we are facing the contradiction that people are not ready to avail this opportunity. Even the farming families without an opportunity cost are not ready to work at the home farm. So we are facing a serious labor crisis and mechanization becomes imperative for efficiency and cost reduction. So as an organizing team, sir, we sincerely hope that this conference will be able to meet its objective, will provide the participants an opportunity to share their experience with renowned scientists of the world through its well-structured theme. It is expected that after the conference we will be able to generate some concrete actionable points for research institutions, government, corporates and all other stakeholders. At the end, I once again extend my heartily welcome to all the dignitaries, delegates, sponsors, collaborators and participants from India and abroad who have accepted our invitation and have come up from long distances to participate and delegates in this conference. I also welcome press and media who have given due publicity to this event and will be providing good coverage in the next 2 days. And we also acknowledge the financial support provided by a number of organizations, MIDX, Syngenta, IFCO, Bayer, Dhanuka, Haryana Kisan, Pradikaran, Kripco, SBI, Hisar, then UPL, Hisar Urban Cooperative Bank, Canara Bank, Saraswati Agrochemicals, Star Agri-Seeds, Ankur Seeds. With these words, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Now it's my pleasure to welcome Dr. Rajbir Rathi, Director Agriculture Affairs by Crop Science, who is also an HAU alumnus. Dr. Rathi is a distinguished professional whose extensive experience and visionary approach have significantly contributed to advance sustainable agricultural practices and fostering collaboration between research, industry. Okay. So I will welcome Dr. Rajbir Rathi.
Now this is out of course, and I was not expecting that I will be the first one to call Dr. Rathi. But anyhow, good morning everyone. Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. Sanjay Kumar, Chief Guest of Honor, Novelist, Dr. Arthur, Vice-Chancellor, Dr. Singh, Dr. Rajbir, a lot of my gurus and mentors sitting in the audience. I can see Dr. Bahal, Dr. Saidas, a lot of my classmates who are over here, dean, directors, and entire HU faculty over here. And to stand over here, I think it's the biggest privilege of life, like when you study in an institute. So, really thank you so much the organizing committee and the Vice Chancellor for giving this opportunity over there. I don't know how much time has been allocated, but definitely I'm trying to define what time I'm going to take not much. Just three things I want to share with the August gathering over here. To start with, big thank you for having me over here, recognizing the HEU alumni who are also not just in the academic side of it, but on the other side of it. And Dr. Gal has talked about the collaboration part of it. So the first and foremost thing is when I left HEU in 1994, unable to get admission in PhD, that's a reality, that's my bad luck. But anyhow, that's how the destiny is. And I started career in the private sector. And started in the R&D and other things over there. And then and there itself, I started collaboration with the university, either it's with basic science, whether it's doing certain research, strengthening labs and other things. So this is just one part of how you can give back to your university where you have studied, who had made you so much capable that you can come back and say that how I can contribute in a small way. The second part is really important, related with the title of the conference what we are having it today, and we all gather over here. When I started my UG undergraduate program, I started as a student of global warming, 87, 88. It all started with that. Then, based on the collective wisdom research and the things which are happening outside the room, they said, no, this is not the right way. Let's go in something else. So that's why it started with the climate change, which is this one, right? So it's a journey. From the climate change, we have moved into the sustainable development goals, that how we can do it holistically. But then this idea that this is not sufficient, right, Professor? Then it comes the ESG goals there, environmental, sustainable, and governance kind of a thing, is to make it very holistic over there. And that's where private sector, including Bayer, which is more than 130 years in India, is working with a lot of researchers globally and locally over there, farmers, dairy state agriculture universities, to ensure that how we can perfectly blend and marry together all these four things that I just mentioned over there. Sustainable agriculture, if it doesn't happen, you will not get sustainable supply of food. If it is not there, then it will not have a proper health. And if the health is not properly interchangeably, like you cannot expect a good environment in which you can live over there. So you have to see that how perfect you can do it, not at the expense of others, but in a perfect harmony, so that things work in a more symbiotic manner, more in a complementary in the nature over there. The last thing I will just say over there is, from here, we do have a lot of private partners and we are collaborating over here. This is the right time. If there is anything that you think that it is relevant to take it forward, or the existing program which can be taken to the next step to make it more outcome-based rather than just debating it. I think it's time for the action is now today based on collectively. If I look at this room, I think it's more than what? 200-300 people? Average experience of 15 to 20 years, which runs into what? Thousands of years of an experience, and if you can put it together, rather than doing individually, I think miracles can be created over there. So with this, thank you so much once again to be here, and thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. It's my pleasure to honor and extend warm welcome to Dr. G.P. Singh, President, SSARM India, the former Vice-Chancellor of JNKVB Jabalpur. Dr. Singh is a renowned educationist and an eminent academic leader whose contribution to agricultural research, higher education and institutional development have been widely recognized. Throughout his distinguished career, he has demonstrated exceptional vision, dedication and leadership in advancing academic excellence and innovation. So we are honored to have Dr. Singh among us today to share his insights and experiences. Sir, please.
I am really very happy to see our chairman of SARM, Prof. Sanjay Kumar, and I am even so happy that we belong to the almost same discipline. Prof. Geology, though I am academic. I have a lot of interaction with our chairman, ASRB, in New Delhi, and we discussed several matters related to sustainable development of agriculture and how the best person can be recruited to deal with different problems of agriculture in India. I am again very happy and greet our Honorable Vice-Chancellor, Professor Kamboj, and he is a very dynamic person in today's time, and I have seen him since the last 50 years as a student, now as a Vice Chancellor, and he is very dedicated and very soft spoken and can handle any problem related to either student, farmers or anybody. So I am again very happy to see Professor Kamboj here. I am again very happy and greet our Professor Radical, and we have a lot of exchanges with Professor Radical and different places within India and outside India. So sir, I welcome and greet all the behalf of the society here. I am also very happy to see Dr. Garg, and I extend a lot of greeting from the Society of Sustainable Agriculture to Professor Garg, to Dr. Rathi, because they have been again the student of this very university. I am seeing a lot of guests from India and outside, and as a chairperson of the society, I greet everybody who have come here to deliver different lectures and other things and help the society and the university in different ways. I am seeing a lot of my colleagues in the front row there in the team, and again my colleagues who were the team of our team, Dr. Chaudhary here, Dr. K.D. Sharma was the last one who joined. So when Dr. Parada was Additional Director Research here, he was always promoting and encouraging the scientists not to sit in the lab, go outside the lab. So at that time, Dr. Parada helped us a lot, and at that time there was Center of Excellence on Environment allotted to Hisar, and engineering aspect was allotted to PU Haryana, and plant protection to US Bangalore. So there have been a lot of things since that, how to develop sustainable agriculture in different fields, and I am again very happy to see here that the society just started from this very auditorium, because previously it was the plant colloquium, and Professor Bhel, Dr. Saidas, Dr. Chaudhary, and everybody at time joined hands to change that plants column to Society of Sustainable Agriculture and Social Management. Since then, society is growing in a big way. We have large number of fellows within the country, outside the country, and society has organized large number of international corporations within India and outside India. Outside India, we organize the conferences in Germany, Czechoslovakia, Poland, Hungary, China, and also Canada. And at that time, the professor or vice chancellor who followed us or in different schemes there, in that a lot of MOUs were signed in new emerging areas with different institutions of the abroad. And since then, we have also organized mega-time events in different parts of the country, covering all aspects: agriculture, animal husbandry, dairy. And as we know that for sustainable agriculture, there is a need to move from single factor to multi-factor and from multi-factor to integrated system. Unless until the system or not integrated, it is very difficult to provide the growth in agriculture and maintain good soil health, environment, and many other things. So in that culture, just to say a few words, society is providing seed money to anybody who comes to us to have conferences or workshop on returnable basis. Society also provide money to the student halfway to travel and attend the different functions within India. And we also help and encourage the students to get admission outside here is we have the contact. And Professor Bahel, though now he is again around 70 years and still very, very active despite some problem they were last year. And Professor Khurana is again our treasurer since inception of society, which was started in September 1997 in this very auditorium. And Dudeja, again our treasurer, and some of the officers here now, Professor S.K. Pahuja is our executive secretary of this society. So I welcome and again greet everybody who have come to this place to attend the conferences. And again I greet Professor Sanjay Kumar, Professor Kamboj, Rajveer Rathi, Rajveer Garg, and other persons, particularly the students who have joined this conference. So thank you very much, and again thank you who provided me some opportunity together. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your nice words and briefing us about how the society started as a platform, at a very small scale, and now it has grown up and is working not only in India but at international level in different parts of the world. Thank you, sir. Now it's my privilege to welcome Professor Arthur Vijayakur, former scientist at INRA France and a co-Nobel laureate to 2007 with IPCC, whose work will shape contemporary thinking in agricultural science and international collaboration. Professor Vijayakur's leadership and research has inspired colleagues across continents, contributing to advances in sustainable agriculture, nutrition, and environmental stewardship. We are grateful for his presence at this international gathering and look forward to his address, which promises to illuminate pathways for innovation and cooperation in our field. And I extend my warmest greetings to Professor Vijayakur as he takes up the stage. Sir, please.
Thank you very much. Professor Kamboj, Vice-Chancellor, Professor Sanjay, and the organizer of this conference, and also Professor Presided, who has been very active in promoting sustainable development, not only in India, but also all over Asia and in Africa. So we have been working together for many years. I do thank you all for having invited me again here. And as somebody said, I'm getting more and more Indianized by being here more and more often. So thank you very much again for this invitation. So I'm very interested in sustainable development of countries, not only of rich countries, but of every country in the world. So. And I want to remind, to quote the definition of the Brundtland report, because many people in European countries, at least, they now think that sustainable development is just environment. They don't know that the rest of the world needs to get developed. So, according to the Brundtland report, sustainable development is the satisfaction of human needs and aspirations, and the essential needs of a vast number of people in developing countries for food, shelter, jobs are not being met today. And beyond their basic needs, these people have a legitimate aspiration for improved quality of life. A world in which poverty and inequality are endemic will always be prone to ecological and other crises. Sustainable development requires meeting the basic needs of all and extending to all the opportunity to satisfy their aspiration for a better life. So I think that's very important, at least in developed countries, but it's true for everybody and every country. And of course, now we recently had a conference this last week on sustainable development, and we said, relied on the 7 sustainable development goals. I think it's quite important, not sufficient, because there is no hierarchy. And what I think to get to global sustainable development of countries, we do need, of course, innovation and research. That's you are all agree with that. But we need also land, and we need farmers, and we need entrepreneurs. I think that's very important. When you look at the history of development of different countries, entrepreneurs are very important, but that's not sufficient. We need also capital. We need also energy. And we need, for global sustainable development, we need right policies in each country at national and international level to get a more peaceful world for the future. So I'm now quoting just a few innovations, not incremental innovation, which are important, of course, but disruptive innovations. And as all the biologists know, the first most important innovation on this earth was chlorophyll. So all biologists do know that, but the physicists don't know that. For them, physics and energy starts with the industrial revolution. So we have to know that, because they don't know what happened before. And so the second disruptive innovation was the invention of agriculture in Jericho about 8,000 years ago. And then another very disruptive innovation was the invention of irrigated agriculture. This was in Mesopotamia, and also here in India, in Indus. That was very, very important, and they were very important innovation at that time. Of course, then we had another very important innovation, disruptive innovation. That was the industrial revolution that allowed us to capture energy from a past, from a carbon resources. But also, as I see, we are also now some problems by using that energy, because we have more greenhouse gas emissions, and we have to combat that too. So, in agriculture, another major disruptive innovation was the invention of a Haber-Bosch process to produce mineral nitrogen. That's very, very important, and he got the Nobel Prize for having invented that system. So that means, due to more energy input, we get more dry matter. That means we get more energy in dry matter, more solar energy in dry matter. That's very important, and so that's why we can also reduce the land which is necessary per ton of cereals. That means we can become more increased land use efficiency. That's very important, because we are getting more and more numerous. We have to get more and more efficient. Unfortunately, the UNFCCC national greenhouse inventories do not consider energy in harvested biomass. So it's really a big problem, because this approach on climate change is dominated by fossil fuel people, specialists, but they hardly know anything about biology. So it's really a problem, and we have to know that, because maybe it should be changed. Well, in the future, there are also, well, in the past, there are also very disruptive innovation. What was the Mandel laws in genetics? So that was very important. Well, today, 3/4 of greenhouse gas emission, net greenhouse gas emission, come from fossil energy. You have to remember that. And only 20% comes from agriculture. And if you take into account the fact that agriculture is producing more energy than it consumes, then it's more beneficial, and we have to improve the production of agriculture and land use efficiency to contribute to climate change mitigation. Well, as we are getting more and more numerous, we have been about 0.3 billion people in 1950. When the report, control report, was issued, we were about 5 million people. And in 2075, we will be out about as many, 10 million people. So I mean, we have to increase food production. There's no question about that. That's very important. Well, I had also a graph to show that we have to distinguish different stages from the sun up to final supply to meet everybody's need. But it's really difficult to speak about that without having the slides. But in each stage, in the 3 stages, in the first stage, to optimize, we have to optimize the output minus input. At the second stage, we have to optimize the ratio output of input. And then, in the third stage, we have to optimize the combination of the different products to meet the basic needs of everybody. Well, as I said, we have to increase land use efficiency. It's not only because we are more numerous, it's also to preserve biodiversity and overall ecosystem services of the natural land. So that's for all that reasons we have to increase land use efficiency. And of course, when I take the example of France, for instance, between the middle of the 19th century and in 2000, we have divided the land needed by ton of cereal by about 10. So we have made progress, and this has been allowed for 2 reasons. One is, of course, the breeding of better species, and also because the Haber-Bosch process has been improved. We now need about 10 times less energy per ton of nitrogen, mineral nitrogen, than a century ago. So that's very important. These 2 things combined have allowed us to increase the land use efficiency. That means the amount of biomass that can be produced per hectare. Well, 2 more ways will show you what will happen if you don't increase the land use efficiency. For instance, in Africa, we have to deposit huge amounts of land. That's a very problem. So, well, I'm coming to the end, and of course, as we are going to become more numerous, we need also more energy, and it's not like energy is one replacing another energy. Up to now, we have added the different energies, and we have used more and more energy. And as we are more numerous, we need more energy. So it should be clear. That means it's a big challenge to come to zero emission, net zero emission. I don't think that we are going to achieve that in 2050. Maybe in 2075, we have to work on it, but it's really difficult. And in the future, we have to use more energy to become more efficient. And I think that in the landscape, the future is also not only plant selection and plant breeding, it's also agrivoltaics and better rainwater harvesting. And to finish, I would like to just to quote indication that I saw in an Indian book about agriculture, in the glimpse of agriculture heritage of India. I think that Western countries still have a lot to learn from Indian civilization and from Indian agriculture from ancient times. So, introduction, please. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Vidhakar, for sharing your knowledge and illuminating the young minds present here with new ideas to work in future. Thank you. Now, it gives me immense pleasure to express my gratitude to Professor B.R. Kamboj, the worthy Vice-Chancellor of Chaudhary Charan Singh Haryana Agricultural University, Hisar. His leadership has propelled CCSHAU to the forefront of sustainable agricultural research and education. He has been marked by a courageous push towards innovation, interdisciplinary collaboration, and community empowerment. Professor Kamboj's vision for agricultural innovation and his commitment to empowering farmers have earned him recognition and respect nationwide. As SAFER-2025 explores resilient, resource-efficient solutions across agriculture, food systems, environment, and health, his presidential address will provide a moving synthesis. Welcome, sir.
A very good morning to all. I'm really happy that I can see all my teachers here, all my mentors here, all senior colleagues from national as well as from international level, our students, our officers, HODs, faculty members, and over and above their minds. Present from the dais on this very auspicious occasion, Professor Sanjay Kumar, who is a visionary leader, now he is chairman of Agriculture Scientist Recruitment Board, he is a renowned scientist, and he has many more ideas. Hopefully, we will get benefit out of that to serve by my own behalf of the society, on behalf of the team, on behalf of the country. Welcome you in this very important project, and we would love to hear from you how we can proceed further and how we can go for the sustainability. That will really help you. Professor, Chartered Director, really not only noble honor, rather a source of inspiration for all of us. In such a age, he is always eager to visit India, and we get benefit out of that. He was in Code also in our national conference seminar there. Today he is here, and hopefully you have right now heard him that how visionary he has and how we can proceed further, what are the challenges, how can we can manage the things that are elaborated. Professor D.P. Singh, again my teacher, my mentor, who is again the patron chairman of the society. Then our alumnus, Dr. Rati, who is heading the Director of Agriculture Affairs in their crop science. I'm really happy that he is here. He has shared his views from this podium. Then Dr. Rajbir Garrett, our Director of Research. In this hall, I must welcome, honor, I'm really happy, grateful to Professor Rati. Despite his illness, he is here. Yesterday evening I called him and he was in hospital. And in the morning he is in Bihar and leading Sarkar, you can see the dedication, the commitment he has. And whatsoever we are able to do, yes, again come from the top to that. I really appreciate you, sir, welcome from the entire HCU community, from the society as well as all our students, teachers here. Then from Turkey, Pakistan, I heartily welcome you. I'm really happy to see you. You committed it that I will come to India today. You are here. Again, I heartily welcome you. You are here. Dr. Sailas, again, I will say, the made man of India. He has done a lot of work in this sector. And if you talk about the single course hybrid, I always see that he always advocates for them. Yesterday he got the lifetime achievement award. Last time of his life I can see Dr. Judeja, Dr. Khanna, then all other societies, only the members, office leaders, all our deans, directors, officer of the university, and particularly convener of this conference, Dr. S.K. Pahuja, our renowned dean, our registrar, Dr. Sanjay Kumar, our principal, directors, deans, HODs, senior faculty members. It's really a great honor for me to welcome you all. And the topic has already been just said that the resource management for sustainable agriculture, food, environment, and health. Nothing has been left. If we are able to secure our food, our nutrition, our health, our environment, then the things will go likewise. That will be a happy situation for everybody. And that's why it's not a question. It's a question for everybody, whosoever is on this earth or this globe. So I think India has made tremendous progress in the form of green revolution, everybody knows about that. With the focus on modern agriculture using high levels of external input, agrochemicals, pesticides, high-yielding varieties, hybrid seeds, and fuel-based mechanization in irrigated environments, cultivation of high-yielding varieties under intensive conditions has mainly contributed to progress in crop production. However, much remains to be done to ensure high production in low external input and stress-prone environment. That's the key challenge for us. And the similar situation exists in other developing countries, everybody knows about that also. Well, countries are mainly concerned about the adverse impacts of intensive cropping systems on the environment, that's soil, water, and air, and society, while developing countries are confronted with an ever-growing demand for greater agricultural production, while needing to sustain their already fragile resource base. In recent years, the negative environmental and social impacts of indiscriminate use of high inputs in agriculture have become increasingly obvious. These realities require agriculture systems that focus as an attention on people as they do on technology, resources, production, and on the long term as well as on short term benefits. Thus, there is a need of second type of green revolution, which is greener, productive, equitable, and sustainable, and also matching with the socio-economic and cultural settings of the future. The rapid advances in biotechnology and genetics, coupled with simultaneous revolution in information and communication technologies are radically reshaping the future of world agriculture and food production systems. Biotechnology can contribute significantly in tackling some of the problems of agricultural production systems and food security by designing value-added products, value-added crops for marginal soil affected by salinity, drought, floods, and temperature variation, and crops with improved yield and nutrition quality. Many scientists and policy makers have advocated for a gene revolution or evergreen revolution, which is both more productive and more green in terms of conserving natural resources and the environment. CCS Haryana Agriculture University has played a key role in supplying farmers with high quality seed, mainly the directed rice, in situ and ex situ crop residue management, and green marine technologies developed by the university are contributed to enhance soil fertility. It brings me joy to mention that Hisar has been a vital contributor to state agricultural achievements. CCSHAU has developed a total of 305 field and horticulture, including vegetable crop varieties, since its inception. The variety developed by Hisar has been cultivated in various zones of India, particularly the Northwest Plain zone, constituting the states of Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan, Western UP, and so on. During the last 5 years, the university has developed and released 44 varieties of cereals, pulses, oilseeds, fodder crops, and 16 varieties of hybrids have been identified for release. The notable varieties recently received this release variety WH1270. Dr. Singh was saying me that it has a large area, rather the people have replaced these varieties with the other varieties. So I am happy. Likewise, WH1402, with only 2 irrigations, it can yield up to 5 tons per hectare. That's the beauty of the varieties. Likewise, in Raya, we are the leader. RH124, RH1709, RH1975. Recently released varieties of Raya. They are doing wonderfully well, and hopefully we will be in a position to release 1 or 2 hybrids in the next 1 or 2 years. That is again a win-win situation for both of us. Then the university has developed climate resilient field crop cultivars to counteract weather vagaries. The development of biofortified crop types is beneficial in fighting against the malnutrition. The university released disease-resistant and high-yielding sugarcane variety COH160. Now we are working on COH191, 187, 188. Many varieties are in pipeline or they have been released, and hopefully they will be beneficial not only for the sugar mill, rather will be helpful in improving the sugarcane recovery also, and ultimately benefiting the farming community. The university has released the move bean varieties MH421, MH1142, which are widely used by the farmers and grown in more than 40% of the total area throughout the country. That's a big achievement of the university. But given the economic circumstances of rural populace, particularly the teenage girls and women, the university took on the mission of providing them with the nutrient-rich food. The university developed the first biofortified permanent hybrid double HB 299, which is rich in iron and zinc. Other wheat and we are working, but at least this is again the resource efficient crop coupled with the nutritional quality. that is going to help us, our rural masses, and we can address the issue of particularly anemic your adolescent girls and everybody. This again a good initiative taken by the university. Our collaborative partner in the conference, SARM, is a group of again the enthusiastic people. You can see their is no bar. Rather, till they are committed to conduct the conferences on our aspects, and they are helping our students, young minds, to attend such type of conferences, so that down the line we can help to the others. And again, this is a society which is interested in harnessing the gains of indigenous and modern technology for the upliftment of masses through sustainable agriculture. The motto of SARM is to serve the unserved people. It solicits the fellowship of like-minded scientists, development functionaries, policy planners, entrepreneurs, persons from funding agencies, and committed from among public and private sectors. Over the past 1 decade, SARM has organized 6 international conferences and 1 national conference in India, and collaborated in 5 international conferences abroad. We look forward that SARM will do much better in future with the cooperation from international community to spread awareness about sustainable agriculture and achieve other core objectives in all its basic and applied aspects. This international conference on resource management for sustainable agriculture, food, environment, and health has been conceived as a dynamic platform to address the most pressing challenges facing humanity today. With over 460 participants from abroad, the recent aim is to foster international collaborations, promote innovative research, and share success stories and best practices in sustainable resource management. The diverse and forward-looking themes of this conference reflect the urgent global need to rethink how we manage our natural resources for a sustainable and prosperous future. The focus on natural resource management, including land, water, and nutrient use, as well as crop diversification and integration of agro-horticulture and forestry systems, highlights a comprehensive approach to ensuring food, nutritional, and environmental security. Equally important are the discussions on resource conservation technologies, renewable and green energy, and bioresource management, which align with global efforts toward achieving carbon neutrality and ecological balance. I am particularly happy by the inclusion of emerging frontiers such as artificial intelligence and IT-enabled precision agriculture, nano fertilizers, and biotechnological innovations aimed at developing climate resilient and high-yield crops. These innovations promise to transform agriculture into a knowledge and technology-driven enterprise that sustains both productivity and environmental integrity. The conference emphasizes on food processing for enhanced nutritional value, energy efficient systems, and green technologies underscores the independence between agriculture, health, and sustainable living. Furthermore, the recognition of women's empowerment in agriculture, science, and policy planning is both timely and essential, ensuring inclusive participation in building sustainable society. Equally commendable is the theme of international cooperation, particularly in fostering partnership across Africa and Asia for achieving shared goals in food and nutrition security, environmental stewardship, and public health sustainability. Again, what I would want to focus over here, definitely we have to look back to our root. Because if we are moving forward, from where this natural resources will come, what is their position? We are talking about the sustainability. We need to take clue from our roots also. And integration of any population at one place, that is going to affect us. If we see our, you can say, ancestors who were using each and everything in agriculture, and they are interdependent also as far as resource saving is concerned. Even people used to use the resources, they are optimally using the resources rather. If I go to villages right now, you can see the fixed asset to the tune of maybe 10 lakh, 20 lakh. So we have to think about that. We are talking about the technology. Can we improve the already existing technologies? Can we involve our masses? Can we avoid the migration from agriculture sector of villages to the cities? Over there, the things are overpopulated. That's why you can see the emissions. Earlier, it was not the case. If we have to zero down the emission by 2070 or 75 years, then definitely we have to think. I think through this conference, maybe in half our sessions will be relatively open discussion. Let's listen our young minds, our students, our teachers, any idea how we can reverse the process or how we can add value to that process. Because I was in Maharashtra yesterday for 2 days I spent over. I can see the old person whosoever engaged in their ancestral businesses. Family business, for the country they say it is family business. We have to think about that also. Can we sustain that system? Because they are very happy. If I see the happiness, wealth level may be low, but their happiness level was quite high. And despite if only having a wealthy country, that is not going to serve the purpose. Rather, we talk about the prosperity in all aspects. So I think we will deliberate on those issues also. That's again a humble request from my side. I sincerely congratulate the organizers for creating such a rich and multidisciplinary platform for dialogue and knowledge exchange. I am confident that the deliberations and collaborative efforts emerging from this conference will lead to innovative strategies and actionable solutions for global sustainability. I wish the conference a grand success and productive discussion that pave the way to forward a more resilient and equitable future, and the recommendations coming out of this conference may be less that be helpful for the policymakers and for the scientific community and for the academy also. With these words, I once again thank our Honorable Chairman of this section, Dr. Sanjay Kumar, all other dignitaries of the dais, on the dais, and all participants for this successful talk. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for enriching us, motivating us, and guiding us as always. Now I request the dignitaries on the dais for the release of the publications. First is the abstract book of the conference. I would like to mention that we have received more than 600 abstracts, and after evaluation around 462 were accepted and have been published in the abstract book. So I request all the dignitaries to kindly release the abstract book of the conference. I request Dr. S.K. Chaudhary, Dean College of Agriculture, to kindly come on the stage. The The second publication is a book entitled Sustainable Agriculture for Food Security Under Climate Change by Professor R.K. Jahan, Parveen and Ilari Monroe. So I request the editors to kindly come on the stage. So we have another book entitled Sustainable Approaches for Resource Management, Food Security and Climate Change, and the authors are Professor R.K. Jahan, Parveen K. Sharma, Rajesh Kumar Arya, Ilhadi Monroe and Abhishek Kumar. I request the authors to kindly come on the stage.
बैक होना चाहिए तो खड़ा करके ऐसा करके आपका सुपर कर दे ऐसे ही चलेगा ऐसे ऊपर कर दे खड़ा नहीं करना यहीं पे खड़ा कर बहुत खड़ा कर
Thank you, sir. We have another publication, a magazine entitled Afro-Asian Spectrum, which focuses on current trends in science and society, with the chief editor, Professor R.K. Jahan, and the editors, Dr. Manfred Kern from Germany, and Engineer Vishal Jahan from India. So there is another book entitled Innovations in Sustainable Infrastructure, Trends in Technologies in Civil Engineering by Engineer Vishal Jahan and Engineer Balwinder Pal Singh. So I invite the editors to kindly come on the stage. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Hello.
The society was registered in 1997. Since then, moreover, we have organized 32 international. We have published 16 volumes of the books, and I thought that there is a complete gap for Afro-Asian countries. There is no literature. So I started this magazine, Afro-Asian Spectrum in Science and Technology. And this year, second volume has become a research center. The entire research is focused from Asia and Africa. And people are very happy that they are getting recognition. Dr. Atul is helping us a lot from Haryana Agriculture. And Vice-Chancellor very kind to for messages, patronage for this magazine. So I invite all young minds to contribute more to the magazine with your innovative ideas. We are starting from Mahatma Gandhi House, small project grounds from this year. The only criteria is no cost, create nothing. Idea is to be innovative. Okay? So I gave my nephew Vishal one idea that everyone cannot afford taking Papa housing. So they got the block fortified with cement, fortified with biochar, so that their design strength, they are cheap. So he is conducting his PhD research. And the Kamboj people, they have already demanded this technology. Yeah. So Kamboj people have demanded this technology from him. So I invite everyone, maybe literally, but innovation. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir. We are honored by the presence of Professor R.K. and especially by the guidance and the blessings he keeps on showering on all of us, and especially the young minds. Now the time for felicitation ceremony. So I invite Professor B.R. Kamboj, worthy Vice-Chancellor of CCSHAU-2025, to present a memento to our chief guest, Professor Sanjay Kumar, as a token of love and respect. Now I invite Dr. Rajveer Garg, Director Research, to present a memento to Professor B.R. Kamboj, Vice-Chancellor, CCSHAU-2025, as a symbol of our gratitude and respect. Thank you, sir. Now I invite Dr. S.K. Pahuja, Dean, College of Agriculture, to present a memento to Professor R.K. as this was honored as a token of love and respect. Dr. Presided By, Dean, College of Biotechnology, to present a memento to Dr. D.P. Singh, President SARM, India, as a gesture of respect and admiration. Thank you, sir. I invite Dr. Rajesh Kera, Dean, College of Basic Sciences and Humanities, to present a memento to Dr. Rajbir Rathi, Director Agriculture Affairs, Best Crop Science, as a token of love and respect. Now we would like to felicitate our international delegates. So I invite Takao Shinano, Professor, Hokkaido University from Japan, working in the Laboratory of Plant Nutrition. And I request the Vice-Chancellor to kindly honor him, please. Now I invite Dr. Junka Yanai, Professor from the Laboratory of Soil Science, Kyoto Professional University, Japan. Now I invite Dr. Ahmed Bagchi, Seed Technology Department from Haryana Vocational College, Salekuk University, Konya, Turkey. Now I invite Ushi Bayashi, Postdoctoral Research Fellow from the Laboratory of Plant Nutrition, Japan. Thank you, sir. It's my privilege to introduce a distinguished leader who has dedicated his career in advancing agricultural science and education. Please welcome Professor Sanjay Kumar, Chairman ASRB, the chief guest of today's function. His vision for sustainable agriculture and food security has inspired a new generation of researchers and scientists. His commitment to excellence and innovation has also earned him recognition and respect across the agricultural community. Today we are honored to have Professor Sanjay Kumar to share his insights and perspectives on the future of agriculture. Let's welcome him with a warm round of applause.
A very good afternoon to you all. Honorable Vice-Chancellor of this great university, CCSHAU Agriculture University, Hisar, Professor Kamboj, guest of honor, Professor Arthur Rebecca, Nobel Prize winner for 2007, Nobel Peace Prize winner, Dr. Rajbir Rathi from Base of Science, Dr. D.P. Singh, President of this society, Dr. Rajbir Garg, Director Research and Organizing Secretary, Dr. S.K. Pahuja, just now I saw him and I can see him now, Dr. S.K. Pahuja, who is the convener of this conference. I could see Dr. Behal, whom we had been listening from our student days, Dr. Saidar, just now we heard him as a news man, in the great contribution from this university, all the delegates across the world who are assembled here from 6 different countries, distinguished scientists in this hall, all the researchers, faculty, the students. Very, very good afternoon once again to you all. And I must say that it's indeed a great pleasure and privilege to be amongst you. Why I say privilege? Because this university contributed so immensely in feeding the billions of people through green energy. You all agree with me. When we listen to the history of this university, and when we listen that normal Borlum used to work very closely with the scientists of this university, so much value addition it has done to the quality of life of the people. Therefore, I say it is privileged to be here at this university. And today, making this important conference, I think this timing is very crucial. Today we are not talking only of survival, but today we are talking of sustainability, and I think that's very important. Just now we heard Professor Redeker, who gave us fantastic data on about 10 billion people are there, and we had to feed them. We also heard that land availability per capita is decreasing significantly. It's almost reduced to half, and further it will be reduced to 1/3. And then also we have to feed this population. And I feel apart from human beings, we should not forget our animal population, which is without whom we cannot exist. In the morning at the breakfast table, Professor Kamboj said that this milk is also from our university, curd is also from this university. Cookies are made up of butter, of ghee, which is also from this university. So I think human and animal, they cannot be separated. So today when we say that we have to worry for human population, I strongly believe we also have to worry for the feed of our animal population, whether it is poultry, whether it is large animal or cattle. So we have a lot of responsibilities, not one. And therefore when we see this important title of this conference, I think it's of great significance. And therefore I could see that so many people across the globe, they all have assembled here. Second reason why I say this university is important, when I was at Palampur, as director, we were looking for some industrial crops. And during that period, COVID suddenly came in. And during that COVID, everybody said that we should take licorice, boil in the water and take it. And we wondered from where this licorice comes in India. You will be wondering, this university is the only university in the country who has this variety of licorice. No other place in India we have this licorice. Otherwise, all is imported in this country from Afghanistan and those places. So therefore, I said that it was really a great privilege for me to be here today. And I also feel that when we talk of this place, Hisar, and this university, I always say that these are the monuments. These are, you cannot call them a simple city, places as a simple university. I think we respect them as monuments. One more deliberation, what we are going on here, and I thought that I'll pick up some points from there before I say that what are other important issues. Like Professor Redeker mentioned about population and about decreasing our soil availability. I think another issue was, I think some of us mentioned, that 1 in 11 person is still facing the hunger across the globe. And I think that is an issue. We say that at least in India we have surplus, but across the globe still that problem is persisting of hunger. And we need certainly to address that question. Second question, particularly in relation to our Indian scenario, and I think it must be true for other countries as well. The water that we are extracting from the soil and the amount of water that we are recharging, I think there is a big gap of approximately 60 to 70%. And when we say that resource management, that again becomes a very important source, and countries like Israel, from where we should learn how without water they can feed not only to their own countrymen, but even they are the exporters. So I think that water resource we should not also ignore. So in agriculture, what is important? Right now, if you ask anybody what is important in agriculture, everybody says green revolution and done wonders. But we also understand green revolution was not without any cost. If you see because of green revolution, the farmers have got fantastic weapons of insecticide and pesticide. That is not a problematic, we all need medicines for the plants also. But only problem is the way we use it, that is the problem. So I am sure that since Darshan is here and he is from this university, I think for some or the other way, we can tell our friends on the optimized use of this insecticide and pesticide. I think that would be great, and certainly IPM is going to play a very important role. Second issue is, along with that, our soils got damaged significantly, whether by extracting water or by adding fertilizers. They got again damaged. Therefore, second revolution, if we take from this Hisar today, after this conference, I think we need to talk of brown revolution. We need to talk of brown revolution. And my reasons are very simple. I will not tell you so many other issues. My basic talk will totally focus on if we have to talk of sustainability of bioresource management, if you talk of sustainability of agriculture, food and environment and health. I think soil revolution or brown revolution, that assumes the most important issue in today's world. If we try to take any message from here. And brown revolution is not simply about that you are squeezing more grain from the soil. I think it's about reviving the capacity of the soil. That's what it is all about. We need to be more friendly about it. Because while green revolution, it has extracted, I feel brown revolution would heal, it would protect and it would enrich our soils. And if our soils are enriched, we all are enriched. We will all agree that soil is not merely a dust under our feet. It's a total living cocktail, whether bacteria, microbes, nematodes, insects, everything is there in this soil. We were working and trying to understand at high altitudes, there's cold desert area, plants survive too. And we wonder, how do they survive? They don't wear jackets like us, they don't get, we have water, just now we were feeling thirsty, we drink water. We are wondering how plants survive over there. And we realize that if you remove microbes from those soils, you can hardly imagine the survivability of those plants. You could find several endophytes. Yeast, for example, yeast are producing hormones, yeast are causing root development. They are giving protection to the plant. And we feel these microbes are so important, like in our body. You mentioned about chlorophyll. We hired chloroplast from the, they are microbes sitting in our plant body, right? Mitochondria, again microbes sitting in plant body making energy. So without microbes, our life is unimaginable, whether plant or animal. And therefore, when we talk of brown revolution, I think we talk of this microbial world. Long back we had been all listening, bioinoculant, this and that, and I am sure that even our private players, they are coming in a big way in terms of these bioinoculants which can revive the soil. Now it is the time when we talk of not only chemical pesticides, although whole life is chemistry, but we also talk some biological way, some biological chemistry in terms of reviving this. So for sustainability, I feel that that part is very, very crucial. Second point I also wanted to mention that we should never ever forget, when we talk of say microbe or anything, or when we say that ground evolution, we should not go back to that old world that we are digging the pits, rearing our worms. That is one issue. Now we have the power of modern biology, now we have power of AI, and we should try to integrate it. Suppose, can you imagine today that you have all sort of sensor on the soil, which is giving you inch by inch data, minute by minute data, and that is a possibility. You have drones on the sky, which is monitoring your crop performance. You have a satellite which is giving you the data every minute, and then trying to say, hey man, now you do this and now you do that. You have the decision support system. And today agriculture, you don't have to see as a poor farmer. You have to see as a learned farmer equipped with all sorts of gadgets and information. We have to see. And the university like HAU has that power. It has done in the past some newer things. And through such conferences, it is going to change the way agriculture is being practiced. When we are coming in the morning, Dasa was telling that this is our engineering unit and this is our basic science unit. And today's agriculture, we cannot imagine without engineering. When it comes to particularly sustainability, when we talk of precision agriculture, when we talk of vertical agriculture, when we talk, it is not possible. And I give you very small example. When we talk of today, agriculture, waste management is a very important issue. And in India at least 20 to 30% of our harvest is automatically it just goes there. We try to do some localization process. I will give you one example. And when we approached the firm, he said that it's 2 crore rupees, and it is several millions of dollars. That's what actually it meant. And we said, can our farmer or can our villages afford that sort of machine? And we went to one of our scientific institution, engineering institution, and that made us just in 50,000 rupees. At least 50 times reduction in the cost, and that is the power of engineering. And using that, we were able to install it in various villages in Gram Panchayat. And advantage, then suddenly this shelf life of the strawberry, you harvest it today, in 2 days if it is not consumed, it just goes waste. Similarly in apricot, there is no shelf life. In cherry, there is no shelf life. So all such things, you need such units. And it's only engineering which is going to play a very significant role. And that's how we like your university. Engineering, in my opinion, is going to change and is going to play a very significant role. In the past also, unless you had such harvester, unless you had such storage devices, you could not have seen it. And today you are mentioning about honey, and so happy you said that actually you got the first prize as far as honey production is concerned. But when we see this honey hive, the way we extract honey is really very painful. You kill so many insects in the process. So people who follow Jainism, they don't consume honey for that reason, because it's associated with killing of so many lives. So again, we have seen several know-hows that you can still extract honey without squeezing the honey hive. But again, the engineering inputs are very So I think 2-3 messages I wanted to give. That engineering we cannot ignore at any time. Engineering we have to absorb. Soil is our mother, we call it in our literature. and we cannot afford to ignore the soil. So soil health is very essential. If we have good soil health, you have, for example, just now Dr. Kamboj was mentioning a lot of biofortified crops, rich in iron, rich in so many other constituents. If your soil is good, the performance of those crops will be several times higher. If we have those crops, malnutrition will be taken care of in this country, which we are actually facing. Third thing I feel, in terms of agriculture and for sustainability, I think use of residues, we have to avoid the waste. Circular economy and circular bioeconomy, without which we have very difficulty in trying to say that agriculture is going to be very difficult. For example, everybody says that, agriculture is one bank which gives you so much interest, you put one seed, it gives you thousands of seeds. And that is the beauty of agriculture. And that's what everybody mentions about agriculture. No other bank can give you so much multiplication of things and within a few months. But at the same time, why farmers remain poor? And that question we need to address. And that question can always be and only be addressed if we think of also of value addition. Without value addition, farmer will get maybe some amount, but not that handful of amount. You see, you use that 100 gram of maybe 50 gram of wheat flour to make a quick that it sells you 600 rupees, and you are happy to offer that. Just a small example of value addition. So can we think of an integrated system in the villages where not only raw material but some amount of value addition also goes into the picture? We all talk of startup when we talk of value addition, and I'll give you one example why our startups cannot pick up, particularly for youngsters. And I had a feeling for that. When our students come for doing PhD, we all offer them 20,000-30,000 rupees fellowship. They do their PhD and try to serve the nation. I was, some of our students, we gave them the problem. We said that we will not give you any other problem. At the end of your thesis, something useful should come out. Because I always felt in Western several theses, moment they finish their thesis, of their thesis they try to develop some industry. Give you an example, microarray technology, for example. It did not come out of just like that. Somebody was working, trying to identify various needs. He developed a technology in microarray. Similarly, differential display of MR, and anybody who is in biotechnology, they will understand it. Just wanted to give one example. They brought out the whole company. So I gave one of my students, I said, why don't you try to work in a molecule known as stevia? And after that, once you purify that, you can develop your own industry. After 3 years, he said, sir, I don't want to do my PhD, thank you very much. I have perfected distributed isolation, I will start my own company, and he started that. But then, what we had to do as a people in science, I realized if we can offer such students fellowship who are ready to take up any project or to do some startup, then we can give fellowship to our students who is doing PhD. Why can't we give fellowship to the people who want to develop some technology or product? So we started that. But it was a conditional one. We said if I give you 30,000 rupees per month, within a year the product has to come out, and if you don't put the industry, then you have to return all the money. That was a conditional one, right? Unlike PhD, if you give PhD in between, we don't mind, you go away with the fellowship amount. But with those students, we said, if you do that, do you agree? You believe it or not, within 2 years, 55 companies started, within 2 years. But then there was another problem. Once they came and started doing their own industry, they said, now we want some more capital. And bank will say you have to keep some collateral. You have to give your home mortgage there, then only will give you money. You said that is not correct. They have only one home, and even that house they do mortgage, what they will do in future, suppose their business fails. So we signed an MOU with the bank that anybody who takes our technology don't charge up to 1 crore any mortgage. And as a result of this, you can see several projects started floating in the market. So maybe Dr. Kamboj sir, maybe some of you or maybe any other university, they should take up such fellowship for our entrepreneurs. Moment in the villages, because Dr. Kamboj also mentioned about people leaving the villages and going to the city. Why? Because we don't have revenue in the villages at times. Moment now you imagine farmer is cultivating something, growing something, has a small industrial setup in the village itself. Their children don't have to leave the village. They will be part of that village. And this I am telling you not out of anything, but actually we have done it. And greatest visibility was during COVID period, because in COVID period everybody lost their jobs. Everybody was sitting idle in the villages. Now they had something to do. They did value addition. They set up some industrial setup in the village itself, and that's how they made a lot of money. Now people say why we should leave the village. So I think if we talk of sustainability, if we have a value chain in place, right from resource to the product to the market, I think sustainability will be maintained. But at the same time, we have to ensure that we don't cross our limits in terms of harvesting from the soil or harvesting from any other place. Therefore, I always thought that we have to think of yet another revolution, and that is a value chain revolution. We have to talk of ground revolution, and that is the only way that will lead to sustainability of agriculture, that will lead to sustainability of bioresources, and that will lead to sustainability of the society. Now time is not there, then when we try to say that we have to squeeze our resources, we have to be cooperative with our resources, we have to be also be polite to our resources. And so these are some of the things I thought I'll mention. That moment you try to leave this place, please at least take some of these points that we try to honor our resources, genetic resources as much as possible. Now, few points certainly are also important at the same time. One is about our genetic resilience in our crops. We cannot think if our crops are not genetically strong, we can achieve anything. So any effort on genetic resilience is very important, whether it is through CRISPR-based technology or through our classical breeding approaches as we have been doing. We should certainly look for that. Biofortified crops already Dr. mentioned. Second was that when we talk of resource use efficiency, I think here even if we talk of nano fertilizer and as much as solar energy we can harvest there, all our water saving technology in terms of irrigation, we should think of that. Digital and precision agriculture we do not ignore at this point of time. I already mentioned about drones, AI sensors and data-driven decisions. Then agri-waste to wealth. We certainly have to think about it. I give you one example. We were working on again cold desert areas, and in those areas the problem was that whatever waste is there, it will not degrade so easily. Then we set up a project. I said, why can't we have those bacteria which can function even at minus temperature, and they can be very helpful in degrading the waste. And today you see even army is using our those consortia for minus temperature functioning. So Once we converted those waste into wealth, their manures were there, so soils are already enriched. We need to enrich the carbon content in the soil. We are doing rather deforestation, so we have to think some alternative method. So this agri-waste to wealth, I think is very important, whether we talk of biochar, whether we talk of converting stubble and dung into energy, we need to think that. And then certainly nutrition sensitive agriculture, where we focus on quality and just not on quantity. And last point I thought is very important, that we think of some international cooperation. Today sitting at one place and we think that we can achieve everything is not possible. Maybe for global South Africa and Asia, they can come together and they can be the real partners. So for global South, in my opinion, such cooperations are very important, and I am so happy that through this conference you are bringing the research at least from Asia and Africa. And if we foster some good collaboration, that will add a lot of value. And I always feel that when we say that these are not only the programs, I think these things always are architecture for our future humanity, our future civilization. And we should not undermine any of these things. And we always, when we talk of agriculture, at least in India, women get attention because we feel that women have played a very important role. So any program which is oriented to empower our women in agriculture, we should encourage that. At least in this hall, I am happy to see that it's not, we have good representation for the other gender also. So at least 50-50 representation appears to be here in this hall. And if I think some technology which is relevant to them, they can be discussed specifically, that will be very, very useful, and that will be very enriching, because they know how to do management, they know how to do sustainable way of working. We know in our houses also, we may be spenders, but they know how to control their expenditure. So therefore their role is very, very important, because anything has to be inclusive, it cannot be exclusive. And last but not the least, whatever we talk here, without public-private partnership, things will never move out of the lab. And things have to be moved out of the lab. You are HAU and you have been doing it from time and ages, that how to take the things from the lab to the lab. You all are expert in that. But we should never ever lose sight, because whenever things have to be amplified, it's only industry who can amplify. Lab cannot not amplify. Industry can, in the labs, we can develop certain prototypes. We can develop a particular scale, but industry has the potential to enlarge that. Therefore, public-private partnership I see very important, and I am happy to see at least we can see one representative here, and I am sure that there will be several others sitting somewhere. And I feel that after this conference there has to be some declaration, and 2-3 declarations should be there. Whether we talk of doubling the resource use efficiency by 2035 or 2050, whatever target you say. Whether we achieve zero hunger through climate smart farming, or you say that make every agriculture campus at least carbon neutral. If we set that example, maybe other places also we say that our technologies are carbon neutral. And to end, I will say, in India we say that hail the farmers, hail science, hail research and innovation. And now is the time when we also add that we should hail the nature. It means Jai Kisan, Jai Vigyan, Jai Anusandhan and Jai Prakriti. Without nature, we cannot survive. So thank you so much for all your time. And I must be thankful to the organizers that to give this opportunity. to interact with you all. So grateful to the society, so grateful to the Honorable VC sir, and so enlightening to listen to your talk, and Dr. Rekar sir, and to all others in this hall. Wish you all the best, and I am sure that you will go enriched from here, and some more resolutions you will bring. I only talk of ground resolution, maybe several others. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for adding enormously to the knowledge of not only the delegates of this conference, but also to each and everyone present here. I would also like to thank you for appreciating the work and the achievements of Chaudhary Charan Singh Haryana Agricultural University. Thank you, sir.
Charan sir, if I can take 1 minute, although I represent one company right now, but today I am sitting here as a representative of a private sector. I'm also the Vice Chairman for Federation of State Industry of India and I'm also active in the Crop Life India. So just to give a little bit of perspective, so there is a lot of partnership which has happened and it has grown over a period of time, right? But what is important is two things. We have to move away from the mindset of public and private. There is no private in India, if I look at it in that way. If we can call it institutionalized partnership, then the inclusivity will come up, So that's one. Second, sir, we can share that how many companies are already partnering with HAU. There are a lot of companies which are here, either it's a global company or it's an Indian company over there. But I completely agree that whatever the cycle is being over there, if we don't work together, probably what's happening to SDG today, it's not more than 30-35%, which is there. And certainly we don't want that. So thank you so much for raising that and bringing that, very clearly that there is a need for this partnership, whether we call public-private or institutional partnership. And you will find a lot of cooperation which is coming from the companies which are working on one side, the applied research or maybe basic research, and also with the farmers. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Now we would like to felicitate the eminent persons of the society who have worked highly dedicatedly for the society. I would like to invite Dr. S.K. Pahuja, Dean College of Agriculture, to kindly felicitate Professor R.K. Daniel, the General Secretary of the Society. Now I would like to invite Dr. Sai Das, the Maize Man of India. Now I would like to invite Dr. Khurana, the Treasurer of the Now I would like to invite Dr. Khurana, the Treasurer of the Society. I would like to invite Dr. Dudeja, the Treasurer of the Society. Now I would like to invite Dr. B.D. Singh. B.D. Chairman. Thank you, sir. Now I would like to request Dr. S.K. Pahuja, Dean, College of Agriculture and Convener, the most relevant person to propose the formal vote of thanks.
Yeah. Thank you. Uh, I'll start with a chant from the Vedas. Asatoma sadgamaya, tamasoma jyotirgamaya, mrityoma amritam gamaya. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Lead us from unreal to real, lead us from darkness to light, lead us from death to immortality. Honorable Chief Guest of today's function, Professor Sanjay Kumar ji, Chairman ASRB. When we heard that he is going to be our chairman maybe a week ago, we were very happy that the time was very less and he consented to our invitation. So thank you very much, sir. In such short time, you consented to be here. Our Honorable Vice-Chancellor, Professor Kamboj. He is such a Vice-Chancellor that whenever we go to him for any proposal, for any new function, any workshop, any student program, he is so happy and he gives his blessings always to that program. So thank you very much, sir, for being always with us. Honorable Professor D.P. Singh ji, he is the President of the SSARM Society, as well as he has been the former Vice-Chancellor of Jabalpur University. Thank you very much for being here and blessing the program and giving your nice collaboration and nice words of wisdom. Honorable Professor Arthur Redekar. Professor Arthur Redekar has been here at various programs with us. Now he seems to be more Indian than the international scientist. So we welcome you here, sir. Then Dr. Rajbir, he has been our alumnus and a close friend also. Thank you very much for coming here. Thank you, Dr. Rajbir. And another Dr. Rajbir, who is our Dynamic Director of Research, and my colleague here in this conference and all other activities. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Professor Dalchi, coming from Turkey, all the scientists coming from Japan. Our conference could not have been occurred because of the blessings of Professor R.K. Banerjee here, our mentor, our everything. Because of him, this could happen, this moment could come. Whenever the proposal of the conference, our Honorable Vice-Chancellor asked us that we are going to conduct this conference, it was very short time and we were not, we could not imagine this to happen in this such short period of time. Deepavali was there were 5 holidays just after following Deepavali, and then after Deepavali we started this happening. And this could be possible because of our so many partnerships, our so many sponsorships from the industry people, and that's why this conference would start it. And we hope that this so many deliberations would be there in this conference and it would be fruitful conference. Professor Saidas, our mentor, the degree he is having is Made Man of India. This is more than anything else, the Made Man of India. And he is the man who started the single course hybrid in this country. And everyone is going single course hybrid now because nothing is possible without this. And particularly these days, you cannot ignore wage. Wage is contributing so much to the agriculture. So welcome, sir, here. And then all our society, executive committee here, present here, Dr. Charan is here, Dr. Dubeka is here, Dr. V.D. Chaudhary is here, and all my colleagues. And I have dual role to play. I am executive secretary of the society also, as well as contributing from the university side also. All the since the time was very less, so all the organizing committee members, they should be appreciated the way they have handled this conference. Our team from the technical committees, there is a research office, Dr. Suresh, Dr. Swami, Dr. Anil, our colleagues. They have done wonderfully well to bring this abstract book. We could compile it as well in time. So thank you very much for that, and all our food committees, Dr. Gudara, who is convener of the food committee, the accommodation committee, and transport committee. Everyone did very well to so we can come here. So then our team from media, or media brother and his team, the LSO team, EO from CEO and his team, they have done wonderfully well. Thank you very much for this contributing all. That's where the HAU prompts. In a very short time, this function could be conducted. So thank you very much from Harvard. At the end, I will end my I would end